Hello, this is Siri and you're listening to my favorite podcast, Not Real Art. I live for this shit cause it's totally lit.
Let's go!
Welcome, listeners, to the Not Real Art podcast with Man One.
Yo, yo, yo. And
So I've been thinking about my name,
yeah, okay.
and if you read the copy on the SoundCloud account, I put a placeholder in,
Okay.
Mr. X.
Mr. X.
Mr. X, because
All
it
right.
could be anything. Now,
Yeah.
it's going to change a lot. You know, as we sort of sort this out, I
Right.
think we'll get to a name that works for me.
Right. Okay.
And, you know, because I've been called by many names,
Right.
not all of them good.
Can
My
see that.
wife, I won't even go into the name she calls me. But you've called me by a few different names,
Yeah.
you know.
What's in a name?
So, you know, so we'll get there. We'll get there. You know, as we've discussed in previous episodes, I like the anonymity,
Yeah.
being incognito.
Right. Mr. X.
I think I just like saying that word, incognito.
Incognito. Yeah. Well, Mr. X, but then there could be other Mr. X's out there.
Well, there's nothing respectful about me, so the Mr. part is definitely ironic.
Yeah.
The X part is obviously just a placeholder. I mean, you know, I don't know. Did you grow up watching Speed Racer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Racer X?
That's right.
Right. So, and he was, of course, you know, I don't know about you, but my favorite character. Like anytime Racer X shows up, like that's a good episode.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Was he his father? Who knows?
Who knows?
So I just put that in there as a placeholder, but I think part of what we can do over time is really find a name for
Right.
me that feels right, is right, and we both aren't embarrassed by.
How about Professor X?
Well, that implies amount of respect and intelligence I don't think I'm qualified for, but I like the spirit of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you know, you over the years have called me a couple different names. You know,
true.
so but motherfucker is probably not a great name for
How about Motherfucker X?
MFX.
Yeah, MFX.
MFX.
MFX. There's MF Doom. Now there's MFX.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll figure it out.
All right.
But in the meantime,
Yeah.
there's a lot to talk about.
That's right. There is.
Man one,
Every day there's something to talk about.
man in the house. What do you think about this podcast? I mean, the audacity of us to assume, or you know, to presume anybody is ever going to hear this besides us. I mean, we both have agreed that the last thing the world needs right now is another podcast. The last thing that anybody has time for is another podcast, and yet here we are podcasting.
You know who is listening?
Who?
Siri.
Siri. Well, not
She-
only is she listening, we're
she-
her favorite podcast.
Still. We're still her favorite podcast.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. But at least we have, one listener.
Siri. Well, she is the listener.
She's the listener.
Yeah.
We're talking to an audience of one.
Hey Siri, what's up?
Peace out, Siri. Shout out, Siri.
So, you, my friend,
Yeah.
are a busy man. What's been the story this week? What have you been working on?
Wow. There's a lot I'm working on. Where do I start? So I'm going to be going to the ALA conference, American Library Association conference in New Orleans in
I
June.
thought the L was going to stand for something else, but
Yeah, no, it stands for that. And so I now have a booth there, or actually a table. It's not a whole
a space.
space. So I have a space at what they call the Artist Alley. And so now I have to, and so I accepted it. They offered it to me. I was like, sure, let's do it. Why not? But now it's like, oh shit, that's like in 40 days, and I have to come up
Plenty
with
of time, my friend. Plenty of time.
I have to come up with product, concept, ship stuff out, whatever. So now it's like, oh man, what did I get into? Now I'm into a whole other,
So,
I just added stuff to my plate.
Right.
I think is what I'm trying to say.
So what are your goals in a situation like that? I mean,
Yeah.
what are your goals? I mean, is it to make money and sell merch?
Yeah.
Is it to simply, talk to people about the book and sort of, win hearts and minds, so to speak? I mean,
Right.
Is it a politic thing or is it a commerce thing?
It's definitely a commerce thing because we're the only area in the entire conference that's allowed to sell directly from the booth.
Yep.
So it's definitely a commerce play. And then, my book is already going to be in other areas with the publisher and things like that. So people will be able to find out about the book throughout different touch points at the conference. So for me, my focus is more on me as an artist. Obviously sign books and talk about the book, of course, but it's really about showing what else I do. Probably the first graffiti artist to ever show at this conference. So that's another thing that why I'm kind of excited about it. Because I get to show people like, hey, this is a different art form and something you're probably not used to. And so how do I package it up and be able to to show it and sell it at this conference?
For the benefit of our new listeners who haven't been tracking over the last many weeks, we may want to let them know the book we're talking about is the Roy Choi Street Fighter remix that you illustrated for the publisher Readers to Eaters in Seattle.
That's right.
Signed copies are available at man1.com.
That's right.
But it's as we know, or as we believe, the first children's book to incorporate graffiti art into a children's book, and it's winning many awards and getting critical acclaim.
Well, and that's what it's about. It's my first children's book, and specifically, I got invited to go to this conference initially because we're actually going to receive the Cybert Honor Award, and get to walk up on stage and get the award. That's what we got invited to do, and then that turned into, oh well, what about doing a live painting on stage during one of the days of the conference?
Right.
I was like, sure. And then that turned into, what about doing some signings? Sure. And then it snowballed into, now I have my own booth.
So I have an idea.
Yeah.
So as I recall, you told me that as part of this culture of librarians,
Right.
As I recall, correct me if I'm wrong, but there is an award that you get that is one element of it includes a quilt. Is that correct?
I actually, there was a quilt that was given out at a different conference in Texas. Yeah.
But it was a coveted win. Like,
yes,
you won this
I won
quilt
this quilt. Yeah.
that everybody's sort of knew what it is and maybe wanted it. You didn't know what it was.
I didn't know what it was, but I wanted it.
And so everyone was a little jealous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Now, do you still have this quilt?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay. Now, what's the imagery on the quilt?
It's the 20 covers, including our cover, of the 20 finalists of the Bluebonnet Award.
Okay.
In Texas.
Right. So, I happen to know a movie producer.
Mm-hmm.
He specializes in adult entertainment.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I know he's always looking for blankets.
Oh.
To sort of put,
props.
It's just to, help
facilitate,
reduce friction and pressure, in the actors as they're rolling around and doing what they do.
Okay.
I'm thinking that this quilt could be an awesome addition. I mean, it's not real art, but it's not real art.
But you know what I'm doing with it right now?
What?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
That's
with
my
it.
point.
Right?
That's my point exactly. Why should a perfectly good quilt
not
be put to use?
Yeah. Especially since it has 20 covers of children's books.
And I bet it's a very comfortable quilt.
Yeah.
So I don't know, something to think about. And by the way, I bet you can monetize it because I'm pretty sure he would. You could just rent it out like a prop.
It'd be hard to wash.
Well, if you're not into adult entertainment, yeah. But I know my wife would enjoy it. I mean, I don't like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just, happen to know people who do.
Got you.
Right, not
Got
me.
You. Well, we'll see. I don't know if I want to go down that road.
Soil the children's blanket.
Yeah.
Children's book blanket.
Right. Maybe that's not the best use for this quilt.
Well, it's debatable.
Maybe. It's debatable.
What is the best use of this quilt?
eBay.
Ooh. But you can make more money with the adult entertainment marketplace.
No, I'm just going to hang it. I haven't even hung it yet. I'm just going to hang it in my studio as like a, nice memento.
Nice.
A trophy.
Well, it's,
That's
you can
boring.
always rent it out.
I could. Okay. Well, at least I know
You
that.
have options.
At least I know who to go to now.
Just talk to me. I know. I got a guy.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
Mr. X knows a guy. And guess Mr. X is so Director X. Director of X is
Triple X.
Triple X.
To be, but Triple X isn't what it. I mean, Triple X today, isn't what it's going to be 5 years from now. I mean, these things are very arbitrary.
Right.
I don't know.
And how many X's can you keep adding?
Exactly. The point size. Maybe the point size of the X just gets bigger. So it's like, an X at 12-point type is, not so bad. But an X at 36-point type, well, now you're getting a little kinky.
Right. That's true.
Forget about 72-point. Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's massive.
So did I ever tell you the story about when my wife and I were trying to get pregnant, and we were having difficulty. So, we employed,
You were trying to get her pregnant. Why you say this? We were trying to get pregnant.
Yeah, well, I'm always trying to get her pregnant.
Yeah, but
so anyway, I had to go have my boys and girls examined, and had to go drop off a specimen at this lab to make sure everything was as it was meant to be.
Sure.
And you go into these rooms, and they're they have materials for you as a guy to
reading materials.
Reading materials, right? Maybe sometimes live action.
Live action?
Live action, DVDs.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant live.
Right.
Like
So-
live action.
So I go into this room,
Yeah.
and there are like 3 drawers. Right.
Mm-hmm.
First drawer is like Maxim.
Oh, okay.
Well,
That's not even porn.
that was exactly what I thought. I was like, okay, I
Right.
don't know who these guys are that this works for, but it ain't me.
Yeah.
So then I opened the second drawer.
Mm-hmm.
Get a little warmer. There was Penthouse and
Okay.
Playboy.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, we're getting warmer. So maybe the third drawer
Yeah, that's where the
is
winner
is
is.
the hot spot, is the jackpot, so to speak.
Right.
I opened the third drawer.
Yeah.
Oh, my eyes. My eyes. I mean, I don't know what I saw in that third drawer.
Yeah.
I just know it scared the hell out of me.
Oh, wow.
I mean, just the covers
Really?
alone. I shut the door and I went back to drawer number 2.
Wow. So drawer 3 was too much for you.
Too much. Not that there's anything wrong with drawer number 3.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Right.
For those people that prefer drawer number 3.
Right.
Just wasn't me. Wasn't for me.
So the guys that prefer 3 were looking at 2 going, what the hell's wrong with these guys?
Exactly.
They enjoy this.
Yeah,
penthouse
the
stuff.
other question I asked myself as I was in that room trying to figure all this out, it's like, how long could I stay in that room before they'd come knocking? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you're there
Right.
as a man to drop off a specimen for analysis,
Is there a time
I'm guessing
limit?
they're
Yeah.
expecting you to kind of be in and out of there in
Right.
a few minutes.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, wonder how long I could stay in here without,
How long did you stay in there?
I think I was in there about 27 minutes.
Wow, that's more than your wife would probably say.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
guessing.
She's used to a much shorter. Hey, You know what? It's the passion and the
Yeah.
and the quality,
The quality.
not the quantity.
That's true.
That's right. That's right. Well, my friend, I hate to say this, but we're out of time.
Already.
It's quick. These little pods.
Was that 27 minutes?
It was 15. Yeah, I'm getting faster in my older age, but yeah, we're right about 15 minutes, and you know, we're more pod than podcast, so
Yeah.
we're gonna sign off and talk about some more stuff later.
Yeah. We'll see you guys.
All right, man.
Peace.
Ciao.